Hello everybody, video here for you today, the Ramsey Show pre-show chat plus live financial advice. I am Coach Steve Money, Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach, and you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. You can do that if you have money problems or if you just want to make sure you're on the right track. Cannot hurt at all. And it is absolutely free. Email about coaching or anything on my YouTube channel, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Channel donations can go to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. You can add me on the gram at CoachSteveMoney. And this YouTube channel is youtube.com/CoachSteveMoney. Reload my page here on the other computer. Make sure we got audio. Reload. And as you hear it, we do have audio. So there you go. And that other TV, which I have to cran my neck over to see, is how I keep up with the chat. What did we want to do today? Obviously, I don't. Let me check again, see if the Ramsey Show chat has posted. It has not, so I take the opportunity to provide a space for my friends and I to chat. Anybody's welcome as well. Ramsey Baby Steps. This is generally going to contain the answers to most questions, but every so often there's something that is more nuanced or something that might pertain to baby step 0, which isn't officially a step, and baby step 3B, which I think is officially a step now, but it's not included in the list for simplicity's sake, I believe. Let's see what we got going on in the market. Futures, Dow and S&P slightly up. NASDAQ in gold, it doesn't have the small cap on there for some reason. But NASDAQ in gold down as far as futures. What else did we want to do? Procter & Gamble had good earnings results. It says as of Friday morning, 76% of S&P 500 companies reporting earnings so far have beaten analyst EPS estimates, according to FactSet. But let's see. The companies are meeting already reduced earnings expectations, so they're being realistic. Basically, get away. I can't highlight it. Already reduced earnings expectations, and so that's that's realistic. So some of the companies aren't doing that. Tesla is not. Let's check on the Tesla. See what they've done the past few days. Let's look at the past 5 days. Oh, boop boop boop. They reduced prices on 2 of the models of the Tesla vehicle. And of course, they came in under earnings. And so, as you can see, a little bit of drop there. Let's see what it looks like in the 6-month view. So they've been lower than that. When was that? That was in January, the end of the year. But let's see, the 1 year to date, they're up, but the 1 year they're down, and of course the 5-year view, because like a lot of the startups, they start and it's just like even for a while, and then they kick up pretty big. And when was this high point? Was November 5th, 2021. So, and 731.16%. And so I do not have Tesla because it's a single stock. I have them in a mutual fund, though, I assure you. Let's see, what else do we want to do? I think that's it. Let's go to what up, Christopher Pittman? What up, CP? CP designed my logo that you're seeing on the lower right of the screen. I think, yeah. You're seeing it's behind those words where it says change wallpaper on the lower right there. There's Ellie playing guitar from Last of Us 2. Actually, that's not from Last of Us 2. It's just it's somebody drew that, but based on her look in that. What were we? Oh, Reddit. Reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey, and I like to look have questions. And this is the live financial advice. I will answer any questions in the chat. I have been good, Christopher Pittman. Thank you so much for asking. How are you, sir? But I don't have enough of a following to have people call in and ask it, so I just use the ones on the Reddit. I go to reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey, and some people, even people on the subreddit itself, think that that Ramsey Solutions runs this. They do not. It's run by fans, and they do allow negative stuff about Dave, and of course, people that disagree with him on here. But I believe they are fans, and they were nice enough to let me post the Baby Step song, a link to it, which is in my music playlist. So I'll show you where that is. That's my page here. You can also click for the calendly.com/Coach Steve Money to schedule that free consultation with me. There's a link in the upper right here on my logo. Here's the wonderful banner and the wonderful other logo, the circle right there that was designed by Christopher Pittman, and appreciate that. Are you taking new work yet, Chris? If so, I'll give your email. The music playlist right here, as you can see, Ramsey Baby Step song is from 1 year ago. I did a John Deloney song after that, and then one of his assistants, I guess, or somebody else that works there, made sure he saw it and he reacted to it, and so I reacted to him reacting to it. And also the Rachel Cruz song, and I guess that's why we all love Rachel Cruz. And so me ripping off Elton John like all the pop divas are doing today. And so you can check those out. I would appreciate that if you're interested in that. Let's see, what else do we want to do? Oh, just go back to this. All right, so let's see. Let's run this right there next to the baby steps so I can refer back and forth to them. Let's sort by new. Baby step 2 in therapy. That's from Redditor Christopher. Redditor Christopher Robin. Not Robin. I made that part up. Baby step 2 flare, and of course, baby step 2 as a reminder is pay off all debt except the house using the debt snowball, and we do that. The debt snowball means that you are paying the lowest debt off first, and then you're going from there. The idea is that you pay the lowest one off, and then you have the minimum payment plus everything extra that you were applying to that first small debt, and then you put it on the next smallest debt, and that gets rid of a number of your debts, presumably very quickly in a row, and that should give you motivation and realization that it can be done. What up, Sid? Here we go. Has anyone done baby step 2 while going to therapy? I'm sure they have. How did you balance being in baby step 2 while trying to be healthier? Any advice? Well, you would just, if insurance doesn't cover it, you would just cash flow that. That would be a budget line item. Definitely important to be done. You do the best you can. You certainly, I would think, can do, unless there's some real problem going on in your mind. You should be able to do both at the same time. Let's see if anybody. I didn't do that, so um, we'll see what the people think. Let's see, from Timely Froyo, excellent name there. Is teletherapy an option, right? It will allow you to be anywhere, help with time management, right? There's BetterHelp. .com, which a lot of the comedian podcasters that I watch are sponsored by them. Let's see, ended up having to cancel therapy because it was too expensive and I wasn't capable of putting as much towards my dad as I wanted to. All right. Therapy was fun while it lasted. And I intend to go back, but priorities are priorities. Okay. This person seems to be handling it. It being fun. I mean, I guess it was good for this person to talk to somebody, and so that's great. Priority should be your health. How often did you go? Was there a way you go less often? This is the OP, the original poster. And was there a way you could go less often? Yeah, you can just tell the person, this is how many times I can come. Um, Phrasing. Yes, just building your budget. There we go. Just like I said, how would going to therapy affect your debt? Working on your debt snowball. Well, if you have to cash flow, if you have to budget, if you have to pay out of pocket for the therapy, that is going to be less you can put on the debt, obviously. And time away from working a second job and another expense. True. Yeah. Doesn't sound that from Deucehorn. Doesn't sound that complex or complicated. If therapy is necessary, then it's treated as such and part of your expense budget regarding side hustle. If you have to go to therapy, then you have to go to therapy, right? Just like any other necessary activity, you have to make time for. Fair enough. And that's all the comments on that. But I can't personally say that. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I had anything to. It's my phone. If I had, I'm trying to think if I had any challenges like that in baby step 2. I'm trying to think. I don't think so. I think my baby step 2 was fairly uneventful. It was my ex-wife and I was 3 years, and we paid off $72,000. Most of it for her wasn't there wasn't student loan debt, but it was living off of credit cards while she was going to school. What we wanted to do, we wanted to go back this way. See what else. Suggestions moving forward. This baby step 3 flare here from Noah Kyurin. 22 male suggested moving forward. Baby step 3, which of course is save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. People all the time ask, how much is that? It's 3 to 6, anywhere in there. The less drama you have in your life and your job situation, if there's none, 3 months is fine. Some people sleep better at night with more, so it can be anywhere, starting at 3 and maxing out at 6. It's maxed out at 6 because you need money to apply to the other baby steps once you get baby step 3 done. Investing, save for kid college, and pay off that house early. And then once you get to baby step 7, you can do whatever you want with money except go in a lower baby step, unless it's like going back to 3B to save for a down payment, which would come right in there. And then you're just there. and then you would get a mortgage unless you're paying full cash for the house, and then you have the mortgage, and so then you jump from there to baby step 6, and then you pay off the home as quickly as you can. Okay. Hi guys. Very what is that? Oh, what are all the kids today? Maybe I do have dementia. Sid. An influencer. All the influencer people when they do videos. Hi guys. I'm just wondering what y'all would do in my position. I did pass the 7-question dementia quiz though. That's on the internet. So I think I'm all right. I am an apprentice. Always 2 there are. Master and an apprentice. I'm an apprentice carpenter with a carpenters union in Bama. 22 years old and got out of the military last year. Honorable discharge. Excellent. Thanks for service. I've saved up a $4,000 emergency fund in a money market account with Navy Fed. That's great as long as you can put that emergency fund anywhere you want to. You just have to be able to have immediate access to it. But you can put it in like any high yield savings account you want, but you just have to be able to have immediate access to it because emergencies don't wait for a 3-day transfer. Let's see, looking to bump that up to $6,000 for 6 months of expenses, $1,000 per month in expenses. That's not bad. Let's see, his carpentry would be cyclical, not stable. All right, cyclical, good vocabulary word. Estimated deadline for my current job site is April 25, which will probably take a little bit longer. That's 4 days from now. Not sure, but I will eventually not have $562.98 per week. So specific. For a while when this job ends. Oh, DoorDashed in between. Yeah, you should be looking for another job right now. Check with the union to see if they have any openings or know of any. I think unions have job placement help or something like that. Maybe. I don't know. Never been in one. My expenses are 125 week rent. Okay, that's not bad. Maybe he has a roommate. I'm assuming Noah is a male. 100 gas. I know that's very boomer of me to do that. $100 in gas. That's a lot, dog. Maybe he has to drive a lot. And $50 for food a week. Eat fast food like McDonald's at work sometimes. All right. But usually I stick to my Dollar Tree food. Okay, cool. All right. I mean, you could cut out the eating out altogether. But there are cheap items on McDonald's menu, so it is what it is. I consider myself impulsive. Yeah, that's a problem. I'm trying to stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. And that's where in the mirror is where the problem is. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. And I'm trying to nerf that as much as possible. As soon as I got 3,000 my EF, I started putting 15% of my weekly gross income into a Roth. Okay, 135 a week. So I'm at baby step 3 and 4. Well, you shouldn't be doing that at the same time. You should, if you are calling 4,000 good for, it's, what do you say, 1,000? Is it 1,000 a month for expenses? Thought he said I can't see it now, but I thought he said 1,000 a month for expenses, so that's 4 months, so that is fine. So you can call that good on that, and yeah, 1,000 a month, 6,000 for 6 months. So yeah, and some people would get 3 months, and then they would start other baby steps, and then slowly bump up the baby step 3. You can do that. The percentages there can be more up to you in that section, especially if you're trying to save up for a down payment there, which would be baby step 3, which would be right in the middle of those. And so Dave will even let you stay out of investing for 3 years while you save up a larger down payment, which is necessary in a lot of the areas people live in. They want to live in California and these other high cost of living areas, and then they don't make a lot of money, and they want a pass on the math for the buying a house guidelines. Also, looking at a piece of land, of course you are, an hour away from my union hall. Impulsive. Uh-oh. $8,400, 2 acres. Okay. Always wanted to be a landowner. I wish for independence in the house of my own. Do y'all think I should finance? No. Or just buying cash as soon as I save enough because it isn't that much. Yeah, so I would call you being on baby step 3 then. So the problem is trying to do everything at once, trying to top off baby step 3, trying to save for the down payment on the land. But yeah, definitely if it's just land like that, probably should be cash flowed. And then what are you going to do with it? Are you going to put a house on it? You need to think all this through. You don't want the piece of land just sitting there like it's some kind of old car you buy and never fix up. You don't want it to be a street decoration or a driveway decoration. Let's see. Y'all think you should find it? Yeah, definitely buying cash. It's not like a house, so it is not as good to do that, because if it's a house, it's probably going to appreciate in value. But just a piece of land without house on it, who knows? I've also applied for my Montgomery GI Bill, hoping to receive the benefits soon. I don't know how much it will be yet, but since my apprenticeship only cost union dues, I'll be pocketing most of it. So I don't know what other money that includes. If they give you living expenses too, I don't know. Or just cover your schooling, trade school, whatever, apprenticeship. Just if it's supposed to just be those. Or they do give you living expenses or other money as well. Maybe it's a flat fee. I do not know. I have not been in the military, so I'm just wondering what y'all would change, or if I could continue what I'm doing. If anything y'all wish y'all did at 22, please let me know. Yeah, not go into more debt. Again, a house you live in is something Dave will not yell at you for, as far as going into debt for a mortgage on a residence. No mortgages on rental property. Those have to be all in cash. I think this person is doing fine. Maybe has a little bit of problem with impulse. Depends how much time is at McDonald's. I work sometimes. If that means almost every day, then that could be an issue. But Dollar Tree food mostly, so I would think that would be pretty cheap. And you do have 3,000, which puts you ahead of a lot of people. And so if you're calling it good on the emergency fund, also you should just pile up cash until you get another job, because your job is ending. So stop trying to do everything all at the same time. Make sure you have a good base, which would be that you have a good steady job before you try to do something like buy land. So, but otherwise, seems like this person is trying to do do a good job by it, but just maybe trying to do just a little too much all at one time, especially with the one job ending and another one not lined up. Let's see what we got on chat there. CP and Sid. Sid says there are other benefits if you do an apprenticeship. You get paid at journeyman status until you actually get there. Sid just had 4 or 5 guys start looking into that. That's what she said. I'm assuming she means at her place of employment. Cool. Let's see. Think _ telephone _ 5952. And this is a lot of information. Probably none of it is necessary. Let's see if it is or not. Should I move in with my mom to save for a house down payment? The general advice from Dave is to, if you're an adult, live on your own. But let's see here. Some people do choose to do that, to live with parents. I did that for about 3 months before I'm trying to think how old I was before I moved to Missouri. With my eventually became my ex-wife. I'm trying to think how old I was. Late 27 maybe. But again, that was a temporary thing. That was just 3 months. Let's see. 27, female, single. Just finished baby step 3A as opposed to 3B, I guess. That would be saving 3 to 6 months of expenses. Fully funded emergency fund. Not too long ago. Oh, and again, that is 3 to 6 months of your personal expenses. It's not going to be the same number for everybody. There's not going to be an average. It just depends on what your expenses are. Some people don't have to pay rent, and so their expenses are going to be way lower. Although not having to pay rent, if there's any possibility that could change, it's just a matter of somebody changing their mind and saying, okay, you can't live here anymore, or now you got to start paying rent. You may want to pad that emergency fund a little bit more than your actual expenses. Let's see. I would like to purchase a house in the next 18 to 24 months. Okay, been renting at the same place for several years now, and currently live alone with 2 dogs. I had a roommate for a while, but they moved out, and it's been difficult to find a new one that is normal. Well, if you're doing the baby steps, you're not normal. Meets my landlord's credit requirements. Oh, actually putting them on the lease, and that is a great idea. That way, they don't destroy your apartment and or house, and that way they are responsible for half of it or whatever percentage. And it's fine living with 2 large doggos. The spare bedroom is also very small and right next to mine, which most people don't like, right? I'm paying a good bit below market rate. Excellent, because my landlord wants to keep me. Landlords should want to keep good tenants that they don't have any problems with. And maybe take a little bit of less coin for the place. That is a good business practice. And I can afford it on my own, but like everywhere, the cost of renting has gone up a lot. Of course. Current lease is up in October. If I don't remember, my mom offered to let me move in with her for 9 to 12 months to save money for a house. She said I didn't have to pay rent, but I'd still want to pay something, even if it's a few hundred per month. Which is a very large upstairs bonus room, loft. That is bigger than my living room plus bedroom combined. It has a full bathroom. She also has a huge backyard. My younger dog and her dog are best friends and love to play together, so that wouldn't be a problem. Other dog is 13 and keeps to herself. Currently 70K, pre-tax, primary job, live in a relatively low cost of living state. Always advised, rather than trying to buy too much house in a high cost of living when you don't make high cost of living salary. I think I would conservatively be able to save an additional 15K if I moved in with her and only worked my main job. DoorDash 1 to 2 nights a week, doing a side hustle thing for extra savings, and would likely do that more or get a part-time job because I wouldn't have to worry about leaving my dogs home alone all day and night. I could probably save another 10 plus K doing that. So about 25K extra savings on the low end, and that's certainly helpful for down payment. I would also be able to take my time looking for a house instead of trying to time it with the end of a lease. Also, I have a pretty decent relationship with mom, but can't help feel like I'd be a complete loser for moving in with her at my age. Dave does like you to live on your own when you are an adult. I've worked really hard to pay off debt and get to where I am now, so this almost feels like I'd be going backwards in a way. Yep. I moved out right after I turned 18 and have financially supported myself ever since. Did not go to college, but my job is pretty stable and has some potential for growth. It'd be a big adjustment to live with a parent again, but 1 year seems manageable. I do know I wouldn't stay longer than that, and I'd work as hard as possible towards my goal. I'm not someone that would be okay living with at home in my 30s with no end date or plan. I just need some unbiased advice on whether it's a good idea or if I should find another way to save more. Again, Dave would suggest you live on your own. Some people do this. The thing would be that it might not be, you could be in a situation where it ends up being for maybe it's your reasons, or maybe your mom, if she's living alone now, she gets used to you being there and doesn't want you to leave. So it could be either those things, like for some reason that you want to stay there longer than you anticipated, even though you wouldn't stay. You wouldn't stay longer than that. Always in motion is the future, and so we don't know what's going to happen. So that could happen. Anyway, the Dave advice is to live on your own and figure it out yourself. Reno 123451. Job advice! Exclamation point. I'm graduating in a few weeks with a bachelor's in healthcare administration. I'm unsure of where I can go with my degree. You can go anywhere. It's a free country in this United States. I'm assuming you're in the United States. Everywhere healthcare related wants at least 5 years of experience in a health related field, which I don't have. Not every job requires that. Some jobs will be just impressed with your bachelor's. I am currently working a full-time administrative assistant. I'd say full-time administrative assistant at 22 an hour, but in a field unrelated to health. You might want to look to see if maybe you can even move adjacent to healthcare, maybe administrative assistant in a healthcare facility of some type. Going to be bringing in the majority of the money out of my fiance and I getting married in a couple of weeks. Okay, so I'm just looking for suggestions of jobs under my degree. I love learning, so I am not opposed to something completely new. The problem is getting employed to take a chance on me. Employers to take a chance on me. Just keep looking. Certainly not all of them require 5 years of experience. A lot of people these days, especially the kids, and of course the kids for me could mean any 40s and lower. Everywhere, kids love the hyperbole on any kind of people, really. They love the exaggeration to state their situation, but it likely is exaggeration. I haven't looked, so I don't know. I can't say 100% for sure. But I would imagine that it's impossible to have everybody have 5 years of experience, especially for an entry level job. So yeah, I would maybe look for a different one, or just stay where you are. And 22 an hour isn't anything to shake a stick at. Just stay where you are while you continue to look, and don't expect there to be one. Maybe it takes a year to find that out, but you can continue making 22 hours plus maybe side hustle while you do that. Let's see, 10 comments. Let's see if anybody has any helpful suggestions. Healthcare organizations are always looking for people. Yeah. Entry level position, large employer, work your way up, work in healthcare, and would say it's better to have a degree that helps you specialize in a certain type of healthcare job. Masters, yeah, you don't need to get a master's, especially if you can't find a job now. Masters, you get the masters, and maybe they still want 5 years of experience. Air Force, not satire, so serious about saying join the Air Force. It's possible. How old? Doesn't say. Baby step 7 per Stoops 100 here. I'm not trying to be an asshole but you spent the last 4 or 5 years getting a degree, and now that you have it, you're asking strangers what jobs are out there for you to use this degree. Yeah, you could do the Google, finishing college in a little less than 3 years altogether. Okay. Also switched my majors 3 times. Boop 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 doo. All right, that can put a dent in your. Although if you're finishing, if you're getting a bachelor's degree in less than 3 years, that's pretty good. Most people take 4. I was originally nursing, but could not get into the program. Switched to nutrition and found the program wasn't accredited. Excellent. And wound up in healthcare administration since I already had science health prerequisites done. Okay, that was smart, looking to see what you could get with what you already completed there. May not have been the smartest move, but I was stuck in a situation of having to move back home from Arizona to Pennsylvania and picking a degree that didn't have to start all over in a very short amount of time. Stuck in a situation of having to move back home. I bet there was some of your choice involved in that, and it may involve your fiance, perhaps. But people are fond of saying that, of saying they needed a new truck, or they have to do that, or here's the situation, I can do this or this, and they never think of the third or fourth option. Let's see, first step you need to take is accountability. Okay. Apply if it's a position that interests you, even if it says at least 5 years of experience, and especially if it does not say required, if it says preferred, yeah, apply anyway. Absolutely. Accelerated online program, and unfortunately don't have the connections of professors. Just feeling very stuck with hiring fields. You've had professors, call them regardless of whether you have any relationship or not. Yeah, your school presumably have some kind of career replacement center. Great idea. Call professionals in your city doing what you want to do. Ask for advice. Where to get cold called. I'd help a young engineer and go out of my way to volunteer to help them. No one's going to help you unless you put in the effort to seek them. That is pretty good advice. Oh, let's see. No, in the chat. Sid confirms the 4 or 5 guys are at her work, but it's a veteran thing, not just for My company. Okay, so yeah, it's part of the GI Bill. Um, at one the Montgomery GI Bill. At one point, Dave said, which for most families is 10 to 15K. Oh, you mean the emergency fund for 3 months? Yeah, in reference to babysit fee. Always let them tell you you aren't qualified. Don't tell yourself you aren't qualified. Yes, qualified. You never know if you are the most qualified person to apply. Exactly. Eventually, they may want a warm body in the position, and you may be the most qualified that applies. Because everybody's thinking like you. Well, I don't have it, so I won't apply. All right, that's from Peace of Mind. Peace of Mind. Get it? MINED 1290. Investing over debt. Do, 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 do. And I like to describe that as you are trying to fill a bucket that has a hole in it. Let's see. How did everyone get over the mental challenge of paying down debt over investing? Okay, so person's trying to wrap their head around it. I'm on board to paying off my debt. Excellent. Have an emergency fund. Excellent. I put 15% in my 401k. Excellent. It's hard for me to convince myself to stop putting money in 401k in order to pay our vehicles off. Okay, yeah, shouldn't be investing yet. It'll take roughly a year and a half. It feels like lost opportunity since time is our greatest asset, right? And the market is on sale since it's down. Oh, they edited. They got 30 comments and then edited it to say, thank you everyone for the response. I'm going to cut back on it and push the debt. That is Dave's advice. And not just to cut back on it, but cut in it entirely is his advice. You guys are right. This peace of mind is going to feel better. Yes. There's not much better as far as money is concerned as financial peace. We aren't struggling to make the payments now, and we don't spend recklessly on random stuff. We have zero credit card debt. Excellent. Appreciate the input. All right. Sounds like the people of the internets took care of them. But again, just cutting back on it, and some people do just to the match. Dave recommends you stop it all together while you're paying off your debt. It is just for a hashtag season. So, which means not necessarily a 3 months of the year, but it just, for this person, it's going to be a year, roughly a year. So my advice would be to cut it out completely. And hey, maybe you work overtime or get a side job and then make it less than a year. People always paint themselves in the situations. Think about how you could make it less than a year. And then you could get back to your the emergency fund also. If it's more than $1,000, you take all that extra money and you put that towards the cars as well. And so that will lower that year. And of course, as always, if you would rather do your own plan instead of Dave's, it is your money. You are more than welcome to. Dave says to a lot of people that are doing their own thing, he said, we'll still be friends. Let's see. Nothing new in the chat. Shop smart, shop smart. Okay, 55. Maturity and personal finance, a thought experiment. Uh-oh. All right, I generally don't like theory mixed in with my finance. But we'll see. Maybe this is something different. A lot of what I'm talking about, like economic theory and like guesses on what the economy is going to do, et cetera, et cetera. Even though this indicator and that indicator says blah, 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 that doesn't always mean anything. What it all boils down to, my friend, yeah, is that everything is just fine. I kind of want to sell my house, but I know I shouldn't. should it. Probably supposed to be shouldn't. Uh, that's not how that's spelled. Isn't it a wise long-term play? Well, it depends on your situation. If you have a lot of debt and it's too much house, then that would be the advice. Why is Netflix talking to me? I don't have Netflix. Just trying to get. Remember us? Remember you used to give us money? Let's see. Baby step 2. Okay, prefer not to give out the details. Well, if you don't give out the details, it's hard to give you correct advice. Won't answer. I'm not ashamed or embarrassed. It's just my preference. Well, what? I prefer not to give out the details. The details on the home, however, I'm willing to share. Okay. Oh, I see. Just doesn't want to say about the debt. Probably the details of what the debt is. So details on the home. Good market in Central Florida. A hit of rainstorms ain't nothing to mess with. Maybe a little safer in Central Florida. I have a 2.75% APR, just under 200K on the balance, and just over 300K in current market value. And that's your equity on that. That you're appreciating. And that is part of the reason Dave will not yell at you for getting a mortgage. Now, if you start the baby steps and you're in baby step 2, you do not buy a house. But if you already have it, you don't necessarily need to sell it in order to pay off your debt. Let's see, if I sold my house, I'd be starting over, but literally be the best off financially as far as liquidity and net worth, savings, etc. On the other hand, I'll most likely never see this interest rate again and be priced out of the market that I'd like to keep a foothold in forever. That's something to think about. Just want to Peter Pan status, but I know that's not a thing for me at this juncture in my life. Did a little George Bush there. To be clear, the house isn't a struggle to afford or maintain. I'm not house poor, okay? I just know I can't be a renter anymore, okay? So keep the house. So I'm working towards the life I want for later down, instead of the life I think I want now and not later. Edited because I have fat fingers. Okay. Okay, didn't fix that. Oh, okay, I see what. Okay, I kind of want to sell my house, but I know that should have been shouldn't, and then slash. It isn't a wise long-term play. Okay, just didn't get the int on the end of should there. Okay. Boom. Maturity and personal finance, a thought experiment. Okay, this is way too deep for what the question was actually, but that's all right. This made me leery of it, but it's just a question. It's been asked. It's been asked before, so no worries on that. You didn't like say what the payment was. You didn't give income and stuff. If I can take your word that you have no problem, it's not a struggle to afford or maintain. So, but the Ramsey guidelines, that was mean it's about 25% or less of your take-home pay, the payment on that bad boy. And so, yeah, and if you don't want to rent anymore, then when I sell it, you will have to live somewhere else and possibly even pay the same or more rent on the same type of thing. So you're in that situation. You have the home now. Do the baby steps, and you don't put extra on the house. You don't do investing while you have baby step 2 debt. But it sounds like you can keep the house. Apps, we did all these. yesterday. All the light blue ones, debt-free stream beyond income. Oh, yeah, we talked about that one too. I wonder why that one. I did click on that, I thought. Oh, Santa suitcase. We did that one. Boom, boom, boom. And see, it's Friday. Got to get down on Friday. Gotta make my mind up. Oh, what seat can I take? Okay. HOA fees too high. This probably what followed followed a Ramsey show this past week where there was a huge HOA fee, and let's see, wonder if HOA fees, that's homeowners association, are too high, because I've been wondering the same for myself. Condo fees have gone up significantly in the past couple of years. From Florida, and a floodplain, oh good. And hurricane zone, excellent. Increasing cost of insurance is the bulk of this, absolutely. My ex-wife and I had a house, and one day all of a sudden they were like, oh, we're declaring this area a floodplain. So I had to get the extra flood insurance for that. And then, like 2 or 3 years later, they took the area out of the floodplain. So interesting, huh? Also, our community is doing much needed major renovation. Okay, and we have a loan for that. So that is the rest of the big increase over the last couple of years. Yeah, renovations would not be part of the baby steps. That would be more like a later. Well, they're on baby step 4, 5, and 6. So maybe depends on what it is, especially if it's like something like where plumbing is bad or something like that. But if it's just decorative, you get further along in the baby steps than I think maybe you are. Then you had security, landscaping, administrative staff. It adds up. Yeah, unlike the caller, I read the annual budget line by line, but I'm still left wondering what is normal. Well, if you saw the annual budget line by line, you can make up your own mind whether that's necessary or not. So it got me wondering if there's a rule of thumb on expected HOA fees. Obviously, there are a lot of variables, but ballpark is based on square footage value of property. I have no idea how they figured it out. Some of them probably just say, what is the most we can charge the homeowner that they won't come here and string us up and our lives would be in danger. That's how I think they might do it sometimes. Also found this call where he took the opposite approach. Don't want the fees to be too low, then you get smacked with a ton of special assessments when stuff wears out and needs replacing. Okay, that's true too. But was there a question on that? Oh, about whether they are too high or not? Yeah, if you looked at the line by line budget, and you don't think any of those things are excessive, and the amount that they have budgeted for those are excessive, then it's not too high for, and it may, you have to consider it in your area as well. What the cost of living is there, because the homeowners association has to pay for the same services at the same price as everybody else does. Maybe they get a little kickback. I don't know. Baby step 7 moment. All right. Assume the person baby step 7, suburban Sisyphus. Oh, and to remind you, baby step 7 is the last step, and that is build wealth and give, and that never ends. Baby step 4, investing, never ends either. You do that all throughout this, and when you finish paying off your home in baby step 6, then you can invest more than 15%. But yeah, build wealth and give is the baby step 7. Local chain restaurant closes doors yesterday after 28 years. It's always sad. Saw an announcement about on social media. So after church, we had lunch there one last time. That's fun when you know in advance because then you can do that. During the pandy, my son and I, our favorite Mexican restaurant closed without warning, and so then didn't reopen after the pandy. So that was sad. We chatted with our server about the closure. They learned about it a few days earlier. Oh, and were not pleased, understandably. So the patron found out about it before the employee did. That's not good. She had been applying places but no bites yet. I see what they did there. See, it's a restaurant. Bites yet for Ellie would from The Last of Us would approve. She likes puns. No bites yet for any full-time position. She's hopeful though and determined the mortgage won't pay itself. That much is certain. The five of us had a very nice lunch, and when the bill came, I did something I had heard Dave Ramsey talk about a few times. I left a $100 tip. Excellent. It felt good to be able to do that. That is great. That is great. Server that presumably did a good job, and plus is losing her job, and you found out about it that the place was closing before that person did. So she did. So yeah, that's excellent. That's excellent. And that's it doesn't say it here, but that's you build wealth and you give a lot of it away, is what Dave says quite often. And you at baby step 7, you are blessed and you are in the position to do big charitable acts like that. And of course, it's a part, part of the certificate is you're paying for the good service from the person, from getting jiggy with it, with G it, getting jiggy with it. All right, we did Miami before, and now this is getting jiggy with it. I hope nobody gets slapped. Setting up bank accounts in a new marriage. How to? Why do you need more than one? How to give allowance to each spouse. Beep, 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 doo. Yeah, allowance is probably the wrong word. Okay. I'll walk that back. We want to give each of us. Okay, and that we want to. Okay, that just sounds bad too. We want to give each of us every month fun money to spend. How about we want to budget fun money each month to spend however that person wants? Yeah. And that's that Dave doesn't mind that. You get to decide what's in the budget. You try to, but you like in baby step 2, low baby steps. You try to cut out. You try to make fun money maybe not be so much as it will be in step 4. But you get to make that choice and make it together. Being on the same page is paramount. And Disney. I was trying to think of another film company that person wants, and for it to be separate than our joint checking. Okay, you can a fun money account. Okay. Also, this is what are you gonna make 2? Are you gonna make 1 for each person? That way, the other person doesn't, one spouse doesn't go over their fun money amount and dip into your fun money amount. Fun money amount, yeah. Also, this is what we were thinking about doing for our accounts. Anybody says appreciate it. Joint checking, basically how we pay for everything. Yeah. Savings account, short-term saving goals. Again, depends on what baby step. They didn't say. If it's for like sinking funds or something like that, that's fine. But if you have debt, you should put those goals off if possible. I mean, if you need tires, you need tires though. Money market account, long-term saving goals. Again, that's going to depend on. That doesn't happen if you're on baby step 2. Online high interest rate money market account, emergency fund, and house down payment saving goals. Okay. So, if you're saving for a down payment, that means your emergency fund saving goals. So, yeah. So, it depends. If you're in baby step two, I mean, a lot of times in baby step two does take a while sometimes if you have a lot of debt, and so you got a lot of time on your hands, and then you don't have anything else to do except think ahead. uh, when probably the best thing to do, I mean, you can consider the future and think about things, but you don't need to be obsessed with them. But and this is like, you're getting ahead of yourself there and really trying to make it more complicated than it needs to be. So as far as all these different accounts, I would establish them once you determine the need and whether you are in a suitable baby step to be doing saving for whatever particular reason that it is. So yeah, I would do it like that. Let's see if the OP added any extra information, because knowing what baby step, that would allow the advice to be much more targeted. But just like the Google, and target the advertising to you. Anyone have experience with a prepaid credit card? I'm trying to. I got a Visa gift card from my cable company eventually, like 8 months. I think I was supposed to get it 6 months after I established service with them, and I got it like 8 months after. Better late than never, right? Just a and it's just like a gift card. It has it was a Visa, and it was just like their credit cards. It started with a 4, as the Visas do. MasterCards all start with 5. Um, but as far as like opening the account and putting money in there to use, um, why not just use a debit card for that instead of having the prepaid uh, Visa or MasterCard? Why not just have a debit card on your checking account that has a Visa or MasterCard logo on it? But no, I don't have any, like, I don't have never like done that, like paid in advance to it and then used it, because that's what I do with my checking account. Um, Visible split 3561. Work from home. Oh, what time is it? 9 o'clock. Let's see. It's been an hour. Maybe the Ramsey show is posted by now. It is. Looks like George Camel will be one of the hosts today. So we will do this one and then wrap up. When I say we, I mean me. And of course, the people in the chat. Let's see. Since the pandy, work from home boom destroyed starter home market. Since COVID, work from home has become the norm. A lot of people going back though. Because of that, many high income earners have moved to cheaper cities and states. Yes, they have, but companies have also said, hey, your cost of living isn't that much. We're going to adjust the pay to that location that you're in. So be wary of that. That could always happen. That has driven up the market in those areas. Okay. So people with average incomes are priced out of the typical starter homes. Am I off on this theory? Low cost of living areas sometimes become trendy, desired, and become the high cost of living area. That may have been like what happened in Austin, Texas. But yeah, it is, but it's not. That's not like targeted against you. That's just people moving there, and this is just a result of it. And so it's not targeting you to make sure you can't get a starter home in that area. And this is what I like to call you having to deal with reality. It doesn't matter if it destroyed the starter home market. It's just the reality you have to deal with. If it's gone up, you're gonna have to pay more. Simple as that. And if you can't afford it, you don't get a pass for being in a high cost of living area. The math still works the same, even as in low cost of living area. 96 comments. How about that? So, again, we're talking about like theory, and that's great, but it doesn't really matter why it happened. And it could happen anywhere that people find on the map and they start moving there. That could happen with any place. So you don't really have to think about the theory of it. You just have to accept the reality of it and deal with it. Alrighty, let's see if there's anything from the that one. Let's see if there's anything else in the chat. Since the HOA fees too high, solution: move out of the homeowners association. Alternate solution: join the board and reduce the fees for everyone. There you go. Easy peasy. Said always with the solution there. Once again, I'm Coach Steve Money, Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And if you've got money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. You can email me about coaching or anything on my YouTube channel. CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. I got time to answer a question or two. Channel donations can go to paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. Always appreciated. Add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. And of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. Now we bring up the Streamlabs and we hit end stream. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for chatting, guys. Have a good rest of your morning or relevant day.